Hello. Hola a todos. Bienvenidos a otro video, a un video nuevo. Hello, welcome to another video. Today we are going to learn many Spanish adjectives. They're very commonly used and they're very helpful for sure. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. Also visit smlessons.com for more free Spanish lessons. You can download free crosswords. You can download also flashcards. And you can also donate directly to this channel on smlessons.com. All the links are in the video description down below. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Kay Beck and Stella Sabatini. They are Cafecito members. Thank you so much for the coffee. Thank you so much for the support. It's greatly appreciated. And if you're interested in supporting this channel, you can you can click on the join button down below and check out the memberships on this channel. There are different perks when getting one, and you will be supporting this channel for sure. If you can, please take a look and just check that out for sure. Okay, so give this video a like. That helps me a lot as well. And I'm really happy because it's Friday and it's nice. It's nice. Tomorrow the weekend started already, so that's really good. And okay, let's get started. As I was saying previously, we are going to learn some random Spanish descriptive adjectives, okay? And they are really common. And they're really good, really helpful. Some of them are basic, some of them are, I would say most of them are basic. So that's something good for sure. Okay, so the first one is lindo. So let's talk about this adjective. Before talking about this, adjectives or the descriptive adjectives help you describe things. You can use them to describe people, things, places, pronouns, and so on, okay? So that's what these adjectives are really helpful for. And okay, let's talk about lindo. Lindo is an adjective that means pretty, cute, and also it can be used to say that someone is a good person. Okay, so it's quite interesting. And yeah, so we can see an example, a visual example here of something or a little fella that is very lindo. Linda is feminine, lindo is masculine, and yeah, it means cute. If an animal is cute, you can say el animal es lindo. Or if you see a pretty woman, you can say la mujer es linda. Or if your friend is your friend is a good person, you can say mi amigo es muy lindo, es una linda persona, okay? So I see someone on the live chat, Catwoman. That's a cool username. Catwoman, welcome. And yeah, by the way, you can use the live chat if you have any questions. If you want to say hola, just like Catwoman did, you can do that on the live chat. And yeah, if you want to share more examples like Catwoman did as well, please feel free to do that. Okay, Catwoman says, qué lindo perro. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, perfect. That's an excellent example. Thank you, Catwoman. Also KS, hola, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estuvo tu día? Ella es linda. That's great. Welcome KS, bienvenido. And mi día estuvo muy bien, como siempre. Muchas gracias. You're a really, really polite person, KS. I like that. Ella es linda. That's a perfect example. Ella es linda. So remember, you can use adjectives with pronouns like ella, she. You can use adjectives with things to describe things, specifically these adjectives to describe things and people as well. Okay, so perfect. Welcome, Catwoman and KS once again. Okay, so let's see the next adjective. Lindo, masculine, linda, feminine. Lindos, plural. That's masculine as well. And lindas, feminine and plural. Perfect. Okay. The next one is feo. Feo. Okay, so that means ugly. And, well, that's an adjective as well. And I have a visual example here as well. It's just an ugly mask. Very scary. But yeah, feo means ugly. Fea is feminine, feo masculine, plural, feos and feas. Okay, so you can say, I don't know, a car. You don't like the car. The car is ugly. You can say el carro es feo, right? Or you can say la casa es fea. So the house is ugly. The car is ugly. El carro or el auto es feo. So yeah, that's a very common and basic Spanish adjective. It's a very good one to learn. Just don't call someone feo because that is impolite, okay? You might hear that from people, but I don't know. I think it's impolite to say that someone is ugly. But yeah, just FYI. Okay, so let's see the next one. The next one is gordo. Gordo. So that means fat, okay? This is used in Spanish as well, and you can use it to describe, for example, this little fella. It's a fat bird. So el pájaro gordo, right? So yeah, that's another common Spanish adjective. Another one that you should use with caution, because obviously if you call someone gordo or gorda, that's a feminine adjective, well, that's impolite as well. Just as in English, you don't call someone fat, right? Because, it's impolite. So, but if you're describing animals, if you're describing, I don't know, I don't think you can say, maybe if you're talking about a statue, you could say, if the statue is of someone, I don't know, it's a little weird. But yeah, you can use this. Forget about that one. You can use this to describe something that not someone, but like animals and so on. You could use it for people, but with caution, obviously. Gordo, fat, just to say that some little bird is fat. El pájaro is gordo. The bird is fat, okay? Gorda is feminine. Gordos, masculine and plural. Gordas, feminine and plural. It's another common Spanish adjective. Okay, so I see some messages on the live chat. KS says, algunas mujeres son feas por las apariencias y algunas son feas por actitud. Okay, that's something interesting to know. KS, thank you for sharing. I think, I don't know, it's a difficult topic for sure, because for some people, you might think that some women, like you say, they're ugly because they look ugly to you, and others are ugly because of the attitude or the way they are. That is super personal. So I mean, beauty is subjective, right? So thank you for sharing, KS. But yeah, your Spanish is good. Yeah. Your Spanish is good. That's a good example. Now, Catwoman says, I love your life and your channel, your YouTube channel. I'm learning so much. Thank you. But in my country, it's very late and very often I cannot make it. Oh, that's okay, Catwoman. Thank you so much for your kind message. I'm going to try to live stream a little earlier than this, but sometimes I can't. So, but I appreciate you are here. Thank you so much, and thank you for your comments. Okay. KS says, estoy un poco gordo, necesito perder algo de peso. That's a great example. Okay, the translation is, I'm a little fat and I need to lose some weight. Your Spanish is great, and yeah, you used gordo in a correct way. Okay, perfect. I need to exercise too, by the way. Okay, so let's move on. The next one is delgado. So that's the opposite of gordo. And that means thin. Okay, thin. And we're not talking about people only here, okay? We could use delgado if we want to describe things as well. For example, spider web. Like a spider web is very thin. So la telaraña, that means spider web, is delgada. Delgada is feminine because la telaraña is feminine as well. The noun telaraña is feminine, la telaraña. La telaraña is delgada. The spider web is thin. Delgado masculine, delgada feminine, delgados plural and masculine, and delgadas feminine and plural as well. So yeah, that's very interesting. Anything that is thin, you can call it delgado, okay? Depends if it's feminine or masculine, but yeah, you can pretty much use that adjective to describe something thin. So that is perfect. And people too, of course, and yeah, animals and all of that. Okay. KS says, mi tía es delgada. Tía is feminine, KS, remember that? Delgada is feminine, the feminine adjective. Mi tía es delgada. That's a great example. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's see the next one. Pequeño. Pequeño. That means small or short. Okay, so once again, we see a cute animal. Oh my goodness. We can see that Chihuahuas, the dog, the breed Chihuahua, they're very small dogs. So you can use pequeño to describe a Chihuahua dog. Pequeño, small, short. Yeah, that's something interesting. In Spanish, pequeño can also mean short. When someone is short, la mujer pequeña, you know, the short woman, you can say that for sure. If something is small, like a little dog, you can say el perro pequeño, right? Pequeño masculine, pequeña feminine, pequeños and pequeñas plural. Okay, perfect. And remember that adjectives usually go after nouns, okay? Usually. Sometimes they can go before nouns, but sometimes, most of the times, you have to use them after nouns. So, el perro pequeño, la mujer pequeña. In English, it's the other way around. But in Spanish, well, you know how it works. Noun and then adjectives. Perfect. A-I, A-E, ha-ha, ah-ha-ha. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And A-E says, estoy muy pequeña. 5 pies. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a short lady too. But yeah, I'm a short lady as well. And yeah, la mujer pequeña, estoy muy pequeña. That works. That's a perfect example. Thank you so much for sharing. Catwoman says, un perro es pequeño. Slash pequeñito. I think instead of the W, you wanted to have an E right there. But yeah, that works. Pequeñito. That's another way to say it. And that's the diminutive form of pequeño. Pequeño, pequeñito. I believe I have a video about diminutives. And yeah, if you want to check out my channel, and yeah, we talk about diminutives, and that's something really interesting as well. KS says, mi padre es pequeño. Barbados es un pequeño país. Yeah, that's perfect. Great examples. Thank you for sharing. Nikita. Hello, Nikita. Welcome. Soy una mujer muy pequeña también. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Welcome to the club. Excellent. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, let's move on. Pequeño, small, and short. Excellent. Okay, let's see the next one. Grande. Okay, grande. That's the opposite of pequeño. And that means big or tall. Grande. So we can see here that someone is holding a very big leaf. So you can say la hoja, the leaf. La hoja is grande. The leaf is big. And grande doesn't have a grammatical gender. So you can use grande for feminine nouns and masculine nouns. So that's good news. And yeah, big and tall. Grande. Something grande. Okay, so anything that can be big, like this leaf, you can say grande, grande. Okay, if you say el hombre, that means the man. El hombre es grande. That means that person can be very tall. Okay, so that's something really interesting. Or you can say the building, you know, el edificio es grande. The building is, you know, high, tall, right? High, mostly high. So yeah, that is a very helpful adjective, and it helps you to describe something or someone who is big or tall. Okay, excellent. Let's see the next one. Okay, Nikita says, I've heard some people use gran before. What does this mean, and how is it used, or is it incorrect? Well, gran, that's correct. You can say gran, and it depends what you want to say. For example, let me think. La gran película. Okay, la gran película means like the amazing movie. Okay, so it depends what you want to say. It doesn't mean that the movie is huge or big. It means that the movie is wonderful. That is a masterpiece almost, like la gran película, okay? The amazing or impressive movie, something like that. It's similar to that. Another way to say gran, you could say you are la persona, Miguel es un gran hombre, okay? Gran means, or in this situation as well, means that Miguel is a great man, okay? Miguel es un gran hombre. Miguel is a great man. Okay, so yeah, gran is very peculiar. It means you are not saying literally someone is big, right? Or someone is like big or tall. You're saying that someone is great or something is great. Okay, in some situations, gran can mean large as well. And for example, if you're saying la gran ciudad, that means like the big city, right? Or something that is large. Okay, so gran is used before the noun la gran película, el gran hombre, and it's a bit different than grande, but it's still kind of similar in certain way. It's a bit tricky, that word to use, but I can talk about that specific adjective in a different video, just about that adjective. Okay, so that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Okay. KS says Texas is, or Texas, that's in Spanish. Texas es un estado grande. Texas is a big state. Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Catwoman says, mi novio es grande. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for sharing. Great example. KS, soy alto y guapo. Okay. Another great example. Okay, Nikita. Oh, I understand now. So it means more like great. Yes, that's correct. We're talking about gran again. So yeah. But I would like to talk about this word in a different video for sure. Okay, Catwoman, las montañas son altos. Montañas is feminine. You have it right. Las montañas, that's a feminine noun. And you have to say son altas, okay? But that's a great example. Grandes as well, because you're saying las montañas, that's plural. Remember, if you have a plural noun, that's something really good to remember. If you have a plural noun, you have to say a plural adjective. So las montañas is plural, son altas. Plural adjective, altas and grandes. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. I love that you're sharing your examples. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the next one is alto. Okay, so that means it's another way to say grande, right? But this is a more specific one. You're saying that something or someone is tall, okay? For example, a building can be high, but you can say alto. El edificio es alto. And I think I said this previously using grande. But yeah, you can say when a building is very, very high, you can say el edificio, the building, es alto, is high or tall. Or el hombre es alto, right? La mujer es alta. The woman is tall. El hombre es alto. The man is tall as well. So yeah, use alto for anything that can be high or tall, okay? It could be things, places, in this situation, a building, a mountain, like Catwoman said. That's perfect. And yeah, alto means tall. Alta, feminine. Altos, plural. And also altas. That's feminine and plural. Excellent. Okay, so Nikita says, wow, I would appreciate that so much. I have my notifications on for you, so I'll be sure to keep an eye out for it. Awesome. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much, Nikita. AE says, un rascacielos muy alto. Yeah, that's another way to say building in Spanish. Rascacielos. It's like you're saying skyscraper, something like that. So that's a very, very good term for sure. Thank you for sharing, AE. Rascacielos altos, correct. Unos. Remember that as well. Unos rascacielos, okay? Muy altos. I know it's tricky, but when you have, in a phrase, when you have something plural, usually you will have adjective, plural adjectives. You will have pretty much like everything plural, because that's how it works in Spanish. And yes. Okay, let's move on. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Okay, Catwoman says, tu canal es gran. That's, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you mean this channel, thank you so much. But I just have to say that you could say also, tienes, it's like saying you have, tienes un gran canal. Or, it will be something similar and a bit more correct. Tienes un gran canal. That means you have a great channel. Okay, so that's great. Thank you for sharing. Remember, gran goes before the noun. Okay, grande goes after. So yeah, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Los hombres en la familia, Nikita says, los hombres en la familia de mi papá son muy altos. Great example. Yeah, it's all good. Just remember, papa. I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to type the accent marks on the keyword, right? But yeah, papa has an accent mark at the end of the last letter has an accent mark, because otherwise it would say los hombres en la familia de mi papa. Papa means potato. Okay, so it's okay. You know what? Some Spanish speakers don't use accent marks at all when they're chatting. So yeah, just FYI. Okay. Catwoman says, tienes un gran canal. Muy gracias. That's perfect. The first part, tienes un gran canal. That's perfect. Muy gracias. Muchas gracias. Okay. But yeah, perfect. Awesome. You guys know Spanish for sure. Okay, let's move on. Bajo. Bajo means short. That's another way to say short, because we learned a few minutes ago that you can also say pequeño, and that means short as well. But this is like, it emphasizes specifically on short. It's just specifically short. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh, I see. It's a lady, and we can see that she's standing in front of a huge piece of ice. Okay, so yeah, she's short, comparing, the two things, the person and the piece of ice. That's like very big, muy grande. Okay, so you can say, if you need to describe a person and that person is short, you can say bajo, okay? La persona es baja. That's the feminine form, adjective, the feminine adjective, baja. Bajo, masculine. Bajos, plural and masculine. Bajas, feminine and plural, okay? So yeah, you can also use it if you're talking about, I don't know, things as well. You could be talking about animals as well, you know. Yeah, so bajo means short. But yeah, we're talking about heights, okay, guys? Heights. Not distances, but heights when we're talking about bajo. Okay, so let's see some of your examples. Nikita says, I'm just realizing it sounds like I said the family of my potato. Yeah, papa. Papa means potato in Spanish. Yeah, and papa means dad. So yeah, in Spanish, it's very important to use accent marks because you could be talking about potatoes or parents, so, or a father, right? Yeah. Okay. Catwoman says, la calle es bajo. Bajo, I think, yeah, once again, we're talking about heights, you know? So it's a bit weird to say that the street is short, as in, you know, short. But I know what you mean. In English, it would make sense. But in Spanish, unfortunately, that's a bit odd. But that's a good effort for sure. Fanman1WV does abaco. Abaco, do you mean if abaco needs an accent mark? Abaco, yes, it has an accent mark. That means abacus. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? But yeah. Okay, KS, mi tía es baja. Okay, yeah, that works. That's a great example. And tía, one quick thing. Tía, that word that means aunt. Tía needs an accent mark. But yeah, it's tricky. I know accent marks. It's tricky. They're tricky for sure. La nevera, Nikita says, la nevera en el cuarto de mi hermana es muy baja y pequeña. That is a great example. Good job. Great example. It's perfect. Yeah. Okay. Fan my who. Welcome. Welcome. Bajo. Yeah, bajo. That's correct. Bajo. Nikita, for distances, would it be cerco or cerca? For distances, it's cerca. When something is very close, la tienda está cerca. Okay? The store is close to you. Okay? Or, el restaurante, that's masculine. El restaurante está cerca. It's also correct. And that means the restaurant is close or nearby. Okay. So yeah, that's a good question. That's a great question. Cerca can be used for feminine and masculine nouns because, yeah, that's how it works. It's weird because you might think, maybe I need to say cerco. But no, you need to use cerca. Also, cerca means fence, by the way. Okay, fan my who says, mi hermano es muy bajo. Perfect. That's a great example. Fanman1WV says, does abajo mean low? Are they both interchangeable? Abajo. means low. That is, if I'm correct, that's a abajo is a preposition of place. Yeah, it's an adverb. Abajo. Abajo is an adverb and it means down or below. Okay. It tells you about direction as well. Abajo. So bajo is, bajo can be used as well as a preposition. So you can say mis zapatos están bajo somewhere, right? But that's another story, okay? That's another story, and I can talk about that for sure in a different lesson. But yeah, bajo can also be an adverb, and it means other things. And yeah, I can talk about that in a different lesson. Thank you so much for asking that, fan man 1WV. Okay, so let's move on. KS says masculino y femenino me consigue confundido. Yeah, I know masculine and feminine nouns and adjectives can be very confusing, but remember, you're practicing right now. You're sharing your examples, so it's a great way to, practice your Spanish and understand more about all of that, the grammatical gender and all of that. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. It's great that you're asking questions. Well, before that, Nikita says, I think it was Catwoman who tried to use baja for calle for short street, but how would you say that correctly in Spanish? Short street, some short street like short street, corta. You could say la calle es corta. Okay, so that's short street. Corta means short as well, but it means more like it's used for lengths, okay? Corto, corta. And bajo is like for heights, okay? So yeah, it's a great question. La calle corta. Okay, I can answer that question, Fan Mai, who about why I'm called Sugar Astronaut. There's no like something behind, like a story behind or something like that. It's just one day when I was creating the channel, I was like, I'm just gonna have this, nickname, Sugar Astronaut, right? That's not my real name, by the way, but I think it's a cute name. I explained it to you already, so there you go. Thank you for asking. Okay. Now let's see the next one. Feliz. This is a very easy adjective, very basic. There's like different ways to say feliz. You can say contento. You can say like different way. There are different ways to say this, but this one is the most basic one. Feliz. Feliz means happy. Okay, and it's pretty easy to remember when someone is happy, because we're describing emotions, right? You can describe emotions as well. It's not only about how someone looks or something looks. When in this case, well, emotions are for people, like people feel emotions, not things. But yeah, this adjective can describe something more emotional, like happiness. Feliz. La mujer feliz. the happy woman. Or also you could say la película feliz, or la película está feliz, muy feliz, because it's a happy movie, right? It's something that makes you feel happy. So yeah, feliz, happy. Feliz cumpleaños, happy birthday, right? So this one doesn't have a grammatical gender, so you can use this with feminine and masculine nouns. The plural form is felices, okay? And just let me show you the spelling. Felices, okay? That is the plural form of feliz. And you can say, for example, las personas felices, the happy people, las personas felices. You could also say feliz día, happy, well, that literally means happy day, but it's similar to saying have a nice day or nice day, right? Okay, so feliz, happy. Okay, I see Fan My Who says estoy muy feliz. That's good. That means I'm really happy. Tú eres feliz. Yeah. Remember, tú, if you're referring to the personal pronoun tú, that means you, that one has an accent mark. Because otherwise that means without the accent mark, tú means your, okay? As in your car, your house, your job, something like that, okay? Great example. Thank you for sharing. Nikita says, tus videos me hacen feliz. Yes, that is correct. It's perfect. Thank you for sharing. And if you're saying that to me, thank you so much, because it means a lot. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Fan My Who says Feliz Navidad. Perfect. Yeah, that means Merry Christmas. That's a common thing to say in Spanish, Feliz Navidad. There's actually a song, Feliz Navidad. That's an American song, I believe. KS, estás feliz, feliz Navidad, estoy feliz, felices fiestas. Yep, all of that is good examples. Perfect. Fanman1WV, is alegría close to feliz? Alegría means happiness, and they're similar. But alegría, by the way, it needs an accent mark on top of the letter I, and that means happiness, joy, and it's a noun, okay? Alegría is a noun. Feliz is an adjective. But that's a great question. Awesome. Okay, next. We have like 11 more adjectives to go. Okay, triste. Triste is another common adjective, and it's the opposite of feliz. Triste means sad. And this is another adjective that doesn't have a grammatical gender. So that is great news. You don't need to worry about feminine and masculine. Excellent. So yeah, if you feel sad, you can say estoy triste, or la película triste, the sad movie, right? Or you can say, I don't know, el día está triste. Today, like the day is sad, like it feels sad, something like that. Not the day, but just the day is making you feel sad, okay? So yeah, Tristes is the plural form. Triste, singular, and no grammatical gender. So good news. Nikita says, your channel has helped so much with my Spanish journey and made a ton of concepts much easier to understand and helps me a lot with vocabulary. Well, thank you so much, Nikita. You're so kind. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that the videos are helpful, and I'm glad you're here with us right now, sharing your examples and talking about Spanish. That's great. Thank you. Okay, Nikita also says we all really gotta get better at accents, marks. Haha. Yep. I mean, even as I said a few minutes ago, even Spanish speakers, like native Spanish speakers, have issues with the accent mark. Believe me. So it's totally normal. Anybody can understand, like anybody who speaks Spanish can understand phrases without accent marks. It's just a good habit to actually use accent marks, just to have good grammar. But you learn little by little for sure. Thank you for sharing. Lena, welcome, Lena Kirkland. Yes, I hear that song today. Oh, that's great. The Feliz Navidad song. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to hear that right now. KS says, es alegría aprender. That's great. You could also say, siento alegría al aprender. I feel happiness when I learn. So yeah, that's great. Okay. KS also says, un pérdida de trabajo es un triste día. Okay, so yeah. I would say una pérdida de trabajo es un día triste. Or you could say un triste día. I would say es un día triste. Yeah, but that's great. That's great. Lena, I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing? I'm good. I'm happy because we're learning some Spanish together. So yeah, welcome for sure. I hope your day is going well as well. Okay, let's move on. Triste, sad. Okay. Divertido. Divertido means fun, So that's a good adjective to learn for sure. So if you are a fun person, you could say, soy una persona divertida. Divertida is feminine because we're talking about la persona, or soy una persona. Persona is feminine. So yeah, that means I'm a fun person. Divertido, fun. So you could say also, el espectáculo está divertido. The show is fun, right? Or you could say, la película, once again, the movie, es divertida. The movie is fun as well. Or you could say, la película divertida, right? The fun movie. So yeah, divertido, masculine, divertida, feminine. The plural form, divertidos and divertidas. So that is a great adjective to learn. Okay. That's correct. KS says, esto es divertido. This is fun. Esto es divertido. Great. That's awesome. Lena says, I'm okay. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Thank you, Lena. Catwoman says, mi gato es feliz. Yeah, that's great. that's a great example. Cats are usually, they're so cute, but they're jerks. I don't have a cat, but I've seen a lot of videos on Instagram and on Reddit about cats, and oh my, Oh my, kitties are crazy sometimes, but they're so adorable for sure. Okay, remember also you can say more than one adjective. If you want to say, for example, mi gato es feliz y divertido, right? So that means my cat is happy and fun, because the cat is doing a bunch of different things. So yeah, remember you can use more than one adjective in a sentence to describe a noun. Okay, so that's something great. Okay, now let's see the next adjective. Inteligente. Inteligente. That means intelligent. Okay, and well, we can see that the spelling is pretty similar to the English spelling. So that's something good because we can remember this word easier. So, inteligente, intelligent. You could say la mujer es inteligente or la mujer inteligente. That's like two different things. The first one means the woman is smart, and the second example, la mujer inteligente, that means the smart woman. Okay, and yeah, I mean, you could use it for people to describe how people are. If the person is intelligent, you can say inteligente, and this one doesn't have a grammatical gender, so you can once again use just inteligente for feminine and masculine nouns. Okay. Lina says, I am watch on the replay. I got to go now. You have a nice night. Okay, that's okay. Thank you, Lina, for stopping by. Have a nice weekend. Fan my who says, ella es muy inteligente. Yeah, that means she is very intelligent. That's great. KS says, estás inteligente. Estás inteligente. I would say more like eres inteligente. I would use more the Spanish verb ser than estar for this adjective because ser is used, that Spanish verb is used to describe people. Okay, estás is more of a temporary verb. For example, I could say estoy aquí, but but later, pero al rato me voy. Okay, estoy aquí, pero al rato me voy. I'm here, but I'll leave later. And ser is more about yo soy inteligente, yo soy divertida, yo soy blah, blah, blah. Any adjective that describes me. Okay, soy alta, soy pequeña, soy chaparra. Well, that's a different adjective to say short, chaparra. But yeah, ser is used to describe. That is a good verb to use to describe how you are or how people are. Okay, that's a great example though. Thank you, KS and Fan My Who. Okay, let's see the next one. Tonto. Tonto. Well, this one is a strong word. Tonto means stupid. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about this adjective because it's a common adjective. So sometimes you have a silly friend, right? So that you can say that you have un amigo tonto, un amigo tonto. But you have to be careful because if you call a person tonto and you don't know that person too well, that is impolite, and that person can get mad at you and say something to you, something rude. So use this adjective with caution. Tonto means stupid. Sometimes it can mean silly. Okay, for example, if you're talking about a friend, a silly friend, mi amigo es tonto, right? But you have to have that that kind of relationship when you can say silly things and your friend is not gonna get mad at you. But yeah, you have to use this adjective with caution. Tonto means stupid. Tonta means, well, it's the same thing but feminine. Tontos, plural, and tontas as well. So you can say this in a funny way, use this adjective in a funny way, sarcastic way, or it can be offensive. Okay, so if you're mad and you call someone tonto, that's not good. I mean, that's offensive, a bit offensive, because you're calling that person stupid, right? And people don't like that. So use with caution. Okay. You can also use this adjective for things like, for example, la película es tonta. La película, the movie, is stupid. La película es tonta. No me gusta. I don't like it, right? So yeah, that's quite interesting. Tonto is kind of the opposite of intelligent. Okay, so Fan Mai Hu says, okay, I think I'm not gonna read it because, well, I kind of agree with that. Fan Mai Hu. That's a good example. You can say that, yeah, for sure. Okay, Catwoman says, aprendo nueve idioma es divertida. Okay, that's a great example. You could also say aprender 9 idiomas es divertido. Okay, I know it's a bit confusing because idioma might be, you might think that that word is feminine. The noun idioma is actually masculine, el idioma. So aprender 9 idiomas es divertido. Okay, so yeah, that's a great example. Okay, Kaya says, algunas personas son tontas. I will just change tontos with tontas because personas is feminine. Yeah, Yep, I agree with you, KS. Your second example, yeah, I agree. Okay, let's move on. The next adjective is honesto. Okay, and this means honest. The spelling, both spellings, English and Spanish, are very similar. You only need one letter to say honesto, honest, honesto. The pronunciation is a bit different, right? But it's an easy adjective to remember just because of the spelling. And, well, that means honest. Plain and simple, when someone is honest, okay? And, yeah, people can be honest. Las personas honestas, the honest people, right? You can say that. Honesta is feminine, and the plural form, honestos, masculine and plural, honestas, feminine and plural. And yeah, it's a simple adjective. When someone is honest, you can use this adjective, honesto. Excellent. The next one is educado. Okay, educado means polite. And also it means educated. When you have some sort of education, you can use this adjective as well. But it also means polite, when someone is polite, okay? If someone wants to shake your hand because you just met the person, that's something polite for sure. When you say thank you, that's being polite. So you could say la mujer educada, and that means the polite woman, or it depends on the situation, because that also means the educated woman, right? So it depends what you're saying. But yeah, in this situation, we are talking about someone who is polite, someone who has good manners, okay? So KS is correct. You could say, eres educado, okay? And that means you are polite. So that's a great example, KS. Okay, so educada, that's feminine, educado masculine, educados and educadas plural. Okay, so far so good. Rico. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more adjectives. Rico. Rico means rich. It could also mean tasty, when something is delicious and tasty, okay? Rico, someone who has money, okay? Rico. El hombre es rico, la mujer es rica, that's a feminine form, rica. Or also you could say ricos, los hombres ricos, the rich men, or las mujeres ricas, the rich women. And yeah, it means rich. Or you could also say la comida está rica, the food is tasty, right? So rico means rich and tasty or delicious, okay? KS says, ser honesto es importante. That's correct. Yeah, I agree with you. To be like being honest is important. Yeah, I agree. And great example. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay, so pobre, pobre. This means poor. So it's the opposite of rico. Rico, pobre. Pobre means poor. And well, here's a visual example of this adjective. If someone is broke, you can say, estoy pobre. Or if you're broke, you can say, estoy pobre. Estoy pobre, no tengo dinero. So yeah, you can say I'm poor, I'm broke, I don't have any money. But also pobre means something else. Pobre means, besides poor, can also, well, if you are, I don't know, if you're saying that something is poor, you know, like, I don't know, that something is not that good enough. You could say it, or you could also say, you could also use pobre if you want to say, for example, poor thing. Poor thing would be something like pobrecito, pobrecito, pobrecita, okay? But the most basic meaning of pobre is poor, okay? And yeah, let's see your messages. Fan My Who says estoy pobre. Also, you could say soy pobre. Estoy pobre is a more temporary situation, and soy pobre, you're just saying I'm poor for I don't know how long, right? That's a great example. KS, odio ser pobre. Yeah, I think that's something that people don't like, for sure. But that's a great example. Nikita, en el futuro no quiero ser rica, solo feliz. That's a great example. And your Spanish is really good. Great example. That means in the future, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be happy. So yeah, that's a great example. Thank you for sharing. Fan My Who says, que lástima, pobrecita. Yeah, if you see someone, let's say someone had a bad day, you know, and you want to say, oh, they're there, you know, you could say, que lástima, pobrecita, you know, like just you're understanding, you're you're understanding the person's situation and you're saying, I'm here for you, you know, que lástima, pobrecita, let me help you, déjame ayudarte, right? So yeah, that's a great example. Que es pobre en carácter. Yeah, that's a great example. You could say that someone doesn't have a good character or just the way the person is, right? You can say pobre as well. Pobre en carácter. Pobre en sentimientos, right? So that means that someone is poor in like many ways. In this case, character, sentimientos, feeling. So it's not only something about money, but also about if you lack of certain emotion, you can use pobre for sure. That's a great example. Thank you for sharing, KS. Catwoman says, el televisor es tonto. Yeah. If your television isn't working, you can express your frustration and say, el televisor es tonto. The TV is stupid. Yep, that's correct. Okay. Now let's see the next one. We have only 3 more to go. Lento, lento, lento. That means slow. Okay. So another example, another visual example that we have here is a turtle. Turtles usually are quite slow. They're cute, very cute animals, but they're quite slow. So yeah, la tortuga lenta, you can say that, la tortuga lenta, the slow turtle, okay? And before I forget, pobre, the previous adjective, that one doesn't have a grammatical gender, okay? I forgot to say that. Pobre is just pobre. No masculine, no feminine. And also, well, you can say pobres. Pobres is the plural form. Okay, moving on. Lento means slow. Lento, masculine, lenta, feminine, lentos and lentas, plural forms. Okay? And yeah, lento. If someone is slow, someone is moving slow, you can say, eres lento. Hurry up, apúrate. Hurry up, apúrate. So yeah, it's pretty much to describe someone's the way someone is at the moment. You know, if someone is moving slow, you can use lento for sure. You could also say el camión lento, the slow bus. Okay. So yeah, you can use this for things and for people and animals as well. Okay. Kaya says, cada cosa es lenta. Each thing is slow. Okay, yeah, it's a good example. And it's also correct. Let's see. The next one is rápido. Rápido is another adjective and it is the opposite of lento. Rápido, fast. Okay, and it has an accent mark. Oh boy, an accent mark on top of the letter A. And this is another basic Spanish adjective. And you can see if someone has a scooter, electric scooter, and they're going very fast, you can say el hombre va rápido, or el hombre rápido. In this case, it's just the fast man, right? Or el hombre va rápido. The man is going fast, okay? And it could be also if you're talking about, I don't know, someone doing something really fast, like working really fast, you can say, trabajas rápido. You work fast. Trabajas rápido. And remember, in Spanish, we don't use personal pronouns like yo, tú, él, nosotros, ustedes, ellas, and so on. We don't say them all the time. So that's why I'm saying trabajas rápido, because you know, when you conjugate Spanish verbs, the conjugation is very unique, so you know what you're talking about, okay? In this case, I'm talking about you. Trabajas rápido. You work fast. Okay, excellent. Rápido, masculine. Rápida, feminine. Rápidos and rápidas, plural, okay? And you could say, eres rápido. You're fast as well, okay? So, I see KS says, la temporada de cruceros es lenta. The cruise season is slow. Yeah, I bet it is right now, for sure. Also, KS says, tránsito no es rápido. Tránsito no es rápido. Okay, transit is not fast. Okay, that's great. Thank you, KS. Okay, lastly, we have one more adjective. Just one more. Okay, and that one is fuerte. Fuerte, fuerte. And that means strong. And I'm talking about someone strong or something strong. Like this lady here. She is strong. Ella es fuerte. Okay? And yeah, if we're talking about someone who has muscles and someone who is visually strong, you can use fuerte for that, to describe that person. Fuerte doesn't have a grammatical gender, so you can say la mujer fuerte, the strong woman, or el hombre fuerte, the strong man. And also, if you say fuerte, you could also be referring to someone who is strong, a strong person in general, you know, like someone who doesn't give up, you know, someone who is mentally strong. You can also say that. La mujer fuerte. It depends on what you want to say. For example, let me think. María ha sufrido mucho, pero ella es fuerte. Okay, so that means Maria has suffered a lot, but she's strong. So if you have problems in your life, but you don't give up and you keep moving and you just get over that bad time, you can say, soy fuerte, sigo adelante. Okay, so that's like saying I'm strong, I'm moving on. And that's great. That's something great. It's a good quality for sure, a great adjective. And if you're strong inside out, you can use this word for sure, this adjective. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's the last one. Fuertes is the plural form. And remember, this last adjective doesn't have a grammatical gender. Okay, so let me know, guys, right now if you have any questions. Hopefully I can answer them all, or more examples for sure. Okay. Let's see. KS says, quiero ser un hombre fuerte. Mi pasión es fuerte. That's correct. That's a great, those two examples are great. Quiero ser un hombre fuerte means I want to be a strong man. And mi pasión es fuerte. My passion is strong. So yeah, that's great, KS. Awesome. Great examples. Catwoman says, desayunar lento. If you are eating slow, you can say como lento or desayunar. That's desayunar lento means that you're eating breakfast slow, specifically breakfast. So yeah, that's a weird thing. In Spanish, we have a verb that means to eat breakfast, desayunar, to eat breakfast. So it's quite interesting. Thank you for sharing, Catwoman. Fan Maehu says, gracias, era muy divertido. That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Fan Maehu. Thank you for sharing your examples as well. And yeah, divertido. That was one of the adjectives that we learned for sure. Thank you. Nikita says, have a good night. I have to go. Adios a todos. Or adios todos. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. It was great to have you here, and it was also great you shared all your examples. I'm really happy because of that. Thank you for your kind messages as well. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and take care of yourselves. Remember that if you want to get notified every time I live stream, you need to click on the bell button and activate like pretty much all the notifications, and so that in that way you can get all the notifications right away when I start live streaming. Also, please subscribe and give this video a like because that helps me a lot. And also, if you want to help this channel, if you want to support this channel, you can check out the memberships. You only need to click on the join button down below. You can also go to SME Lessons for more free Spanish lessons and to download free things, and also donate to this channel if you just want to donate directly without any memberships and those things. But I mean, getting a membership is worth it because you can get different perks when getting one. So if you want to know more about that, please click on the join button down below. And well, that's it for tonight. Have a great day, evening, night. I don't know where you are right now, but I really appreciate you were here today. Okay, thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye.